Hello, my name is Samantha Green, and I live in Wakefield, Quebec, and I am the girl who ran away. It was May 15th, 2018. I had just finished my high school musical. We had worked on it all year. If I'm remembering that day correctly, I woke up at my grandma's house, Kitty. I remember formulating this plan. What if I tried running away to Virginia, which is where my aunt lives in Washington, D.C. At some point between being on the bus and actually getting to my school, I decided that I was gonna do it.
I took Sam to the bus that took her to school, and then she called me later and said, I don't feel well, so I went back to pick her up at her school.
We stopped at a store along the way, and I had noticed that she had left her credit card information in the car. I didn't want to take it, so I just took note of the information on it because you need a credit card to book a plane ticket. I know this.
Well, the fact that she had used my money to take the flight, her mother, I'm sure, was quite disappointed.
What was so terrible that she needed to go so far, that was the hardest thing for me. And also that I felt anger towards customs. I mean, how could a 15-year-old get through customs not once, but twice?
For me, it wasn't the end destination. It was really the journey that was the goal. To feel like an adult and to feel alone and just kind of escape my life, even just for a bit.
We maybe don't understand what you're going through, and I guess we probably never will. I don't even know if you understood what you're going through. Thankfully, you came to me because in different families, the sequence of events would have been different and the repercussions would have been different.
It was really exciting in a very terrible way. It was like adrenaline. I picked the first flight out, which was at 8 o'clock at night. I went to the airport. I went through security and customs to go to the US. They didn't ask for any documentation. They let me right through. I got to my gate. When my flight was supposed to leave, it got canceled overnight because of bad weather. I had to find somewhere to sleep overnight with no credit card.
And they let her leave the airport by herself, a 15-year-old, and she goes to this dangerous hotel. So many opportunities where something could have happened to her is just, it's hard to talk about. It's scary. It's scary.
It was an adventure, but she was only 15. Things could have been worse. She was always good in school, a good student. Samantha was in all sorts of different sports, plays, horseback riding, she did figure skating. I think it was just one of these wild things that we sometimes do as human beings. I've done them.
I got on the airplane and I sat next to this woman who just looked like she had her entire life put together, and here I was wearing yesterday's pajamas with mascara still streaming down my face, still crying, my eyes are red. And she's there with her pearls and her blazer, and the contrast was just so funny to me. I landed in Washington, D.C. The hardest part came, which is where I had to come to terms with what I had just done, and I also had to tell my aunt that I was there.
I don't remember what time it was. All I remember is I got a phone call from you saying, can you come and get me? I'm at the airport. And at first, it didn't really register what you were saying. And then you said, no, I'm here in Washington. Come pick me up at Reagan. Initially, I thought, oh my God, she's pregnant, or she's, something really bad happened. Because I called your mom and I said, Samantha's here. And she said, oh, stop joking. I said, no, she's here, right here.
How could that be? How could she be in Washington? I mean, she's a 15-year-old little girl.
Well, we couldn't believe it, and I didn't know about this because I thought she was still at her friend's house.
And I asked my sister to go and get her, and she did.
There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of trying to explain myself for a good hour, and I just had to write down why.
What hit me first was sadness. How sad did Sam have to be to run away? I thought that she would have spoken to me if there was anything that terrible going on in her life. We're very close. There's just the two of us. So I just couldn't comprehend how or why she wanted to run away from home. Sam ended up staying at my sister's place for about 3 days. Luckily, I had a friend who was a social worker. So I spoke to her and I said, how do I react? Do I punish her? Do I get angry with her? Or do I accept her back with loving arms? The consensus was just to open up my arms and let her come home and make her feel loved.
I did a lot of mental health work on myself, saw a few specialists, and in the end, I kind of just had to work things out for myself. I know this isn't the same for everybody. I just kind of took steps, of course, and I just worked my way out of it, and I've been good ever since.
The relationship did not change. We have a fantastic relationship. We share a lot of thoughts, and she has also a wonderful relationship with her mother.
As a mother, I thought I knew everything about her. I thought I knew all of her feelings. So if anything had happened to Samantha, I wouldn't be able to go on. I wouldn't be me. She's my world.
With a million kinds of flowers, only sweet smells in the air. Over 7 billion people, and I can take you anywhere. What's the point of running in circles? I don't care why you stay inside. No matter what, it won't be easy. So there's no use in trying.